Talking about the politics of Canada, especially Ontario. I am Peter Beimers, two-time candidate for the New Blue Party of Ontario. Let's get to it. Well, it seems like the only thing people are talking about in Canada lately is the whole China agreement thing that Mark Carney was able to broker last week. And it seems to me the only ones that are really pleased about what happened is the Chinese. And why not? I can't blame them. They got everything they wanted. They get to flood Canada's EV market with 50,000 new vehicles, the electric vehicles, and it's an EV market that never really took hold here. And in the last 12 months, several EV plants have closed, despite the millions and billions of dollars the federal and the provincial governments have poured into it, trying to create a market that wasn't there and is still not there. But now they get 50,000 new EVs a year, starting at 50,000, I should say. And they'll be sold probably much, much cheaper than any of our vehicles. And the goal is to be asked why. And that is because any loss that the Chinese have in the market is covered by Chinese taxes. They have an overabundance of EV vehicles in China, so they flood a different market with the vehicles at a fraction of the cost. And the goal is to stifle and cripple our own auto manufacturing plants here in Canada. And this has been promised by Mark Carney to China that as our plants close and our market closes to our own vehicles made in Canada and even the U.S. closes, cheaper Chinese vehicles can come into Canada with little to no tariffs. And this has happened before. It's called mercantilism. Once the competitors die out, the prices of their products skyrocket. So once China closes the majority of Canada's manufacturing auto plants here, their cheap cars no longer become cheap. They become very expensive. It's not a free trade or even a free to trade. It's a trade capture. So yes, that is why so many are concerned that Carney is handing Canada over to China. And the reason is simple. He is. What if? Now, let's give Carney the benefit of the doubt. What does Canada get in return from this deal that he brokered? Well, he tells us maybe we'll get lower tariffs for canola grains, not the oil, but the grains, and perhaps that'll come in March. We'll see. There's no set date in place yet, but that might come soon, and it's only going to be temporary, maybe, if it comes. We'll see. And how temporary? Nobody knows. But at least Canada's got a maybe. Now, a year ago, during the leaders' debate before the election, Mark Carney rightly called China Canada's greatest threat to our national security. And now he's brokering a deal calling them friends. So which is it, Mark Carney? Is China friend or foe? When I was in seminary, I had a professor hammer into the class that I was in, believe what people do rather than what they say. Now, a year ago, Carney was saying that China was Canada's greatest threat to our national security, and indeed they were overtly trying to affect the outcome of our elections. Who knows, maybe that's how Carney got elected, I don't know. But they were admittedly involved in tampering with our election process, and now today, he is saying something completely different. He's doing a trade deal with them and proudly proclaiming and ushering in a new world order with China. In my mind, clearly, Carney was proclaiming his allegiance to the World Economic Forum, not Canada. And don't let the irony escape you. For all the complaints the elbows up crowd in the CBC has against the U.S. and Trump for what they think or believe they're doing, China actually is doing, and proudly doing it, not hiding anything of what they're doing. China also should give us and wake everybody up to what Bill C-9 looks like once implemented. And that's because China practices Bill C-9 extensively. There is overt religious submission to religious expression. It's not allowed, and people are arrested for expressing any opinion different from the government, especially religiously. Should we expect different from Carney? Well, yes, of course, we should expect different from Carney. He's our prime minister. He should have allegiance to Canada, not the WEF. But I can't say I'm surprised either. His predecessor, Justin Trudeau, said he admired the Chinese basic dictatorship, and Carney was the puppet master to Trudeau's puppet, kind of guiding and leading where he would go and what he should say and do. Except Carney's a little smarter than Trudeau, obviously. And what Trudeau was stating that he admired, Carney is now trying to implement. All because of Trump derangement syndrome. The elbows up crowd will continue to chant Orange Man bad, but Canada needs to wake up sooner than later before it's too late. One person has appeared to have waken up a bit to who Carney truly is. And he was Mark Carney's #1 supporter and butt kisser over the last year. That person's Doug Ford, of all people. In the last week, old Ford looks like he's lost, betrayed, deer in the headlights, if you will. Well, Premier Ford, if you truly feel betrayed, welcome to the club. It's what we've been trying to tell you for the last 6 years. And frankly, Ford, what you're feeling about your BFF or former BFF Carney is what we feel about you. Now, this whole 51st state thing isn't looking so bad anymore, is it? If Canada is to fall, it's better to fall to the Americans where they have rights and freedoms and religious freedom and the right to express yourself, rather than China, where rights and freedoms and expression go to die.
Well, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. And if you like what you hear, share with your friends, like, and subscribe for when new videos are posted every Monday night.
Now, quickly in baseball news, all the big names are off the board except for Framber Valdez. He'll probably go either to the Mets or maybe even to the Orioles. I don't care. And I'm not surprised the Jays didn't get either Bichette or Tucker. I'm kind of glad they did. And I only hope that the Blue Jays don't think they need Bellinger, because we don't.